Hello, everyone. My name is Sarafi, and I'm happy to meet you all. And today, I'm going to teach you all about Abyss Actors. Now, if you are a certain femboy in my audience who has a preference for Muka Muka, you might be thinking, Silvio, why are you playing Abyss Actors on Silvio? Everyone knows Silvio doesn't have any good Abyss Actor skills. No. Sealed Tombs is where it's at. Look, I hear you. But the people who play Sealed Tombs Abyss Actors are living in the past because Konami came through and my boy Silvio Sawatari has finally gotten the best Abyss Actor skill. Let's load it up. So our skill for today is Destiny Draw Mystical Space Typhoon. Can be used before your normal draw if your life points are lower than your opponent's. One of the cards from your normal draw this turn will be Mystical Space Typhoon. Regardless of your life points, you can use this card if your opponent has 3 or more cards in their spell trap zone and field zone. This skill can only be used once per duel. Abyss Actors can handle basically any monster they need to deal with. They can take it, they can pop it, your opponent can't react to it, or they can just beat over it. Abyss Actors are really good at dealing with monsters. The problem is there are other cards in the game, so MST is a great option to deal with that, and drawing MST on command is even better. So let's take a look at the extra deck. Abyss Actors don't have any extra deck cards in Duel Links, by the way. First, we have Abyss Dweller. Standard, rank 4, lets you prevent people from activating cards in the graveyard. Very good against Blackluster Soldier and Orchist, which are 2 decks that are running rampant right now. Then we've got number 39 Utopia, a standard rank 4, which with the release of S39 Utopia the Lightning has become a mainstay in a lot of extra decks. Speaking of which, number S39 Utopia the Lightning. When this card battles, your opponent cannot activate any cards or effects until the end of the damage step. That includes cards like, for example, Yubel. Once per chain, during damage calculation in either player's turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster while it has a Utopia Xyz monster as an overlay unit, you could attach 2 overlay units, and its attack becomes 5,000 during damage calculation. So your opponent could activate a card like, for example, World Legacy Clash, which would, if they banished a monster that had 2,500 attack, lower Utopia's attack points to 0 permanently. But even though its attack points have dropped to 0, its ability raises them to 5,000. It's not doubling the attack, it's raising it to 5,000. Very nice effect, will win you games. Next up, we have Riliona, the Wondrous Magistus Witch Wardrobe. If you attach this to a Magistus monster, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls and negate its effects until the end of the turn. Very useful card to have. Ninaruru, the Magistus Glass Goddess. This card can destroy itself to destroy a spell card or trap card on your opponent's field. Also, very nice option for Abyss Actors. Nightmare Unicorn. Discard a card and then target a card on the field and shuffle it into the deck. Is useful for getting around Neos Kluger in particular, but any other card that can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. Then we've got Nightmare Phoenix, because we need even more ways to remove spells and traps from our opponent's field. And lastly, we have Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden, which gives us basically some more draws if we play Endymion on turn 1. For our main deck, Abyss Actor Superstar, the best card in the deck. When this card is normal special summon, your opponent cannot activate spells or traps or effects. It just can't be Floodgate Trap Hold, it can't be Bottomless Trap Hold. It allows you to, your opponent has to immediately pass priority back to you, which means that you can immediately activate Superstar's effect. Once per turn, you can set one Abyss Script spell card directly from your deck, but send it to the graveyard during the end phase. Very useful. Abyss Actor Comic Relief. This card has a scale 8. You can target one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Switch control of both monsters, then destroy this card. Hard once per turn. This is a card that we can only play one of, but Extras does search it for us. Very powerful card. Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna, scale 0, which is really good, by the way. You can pay 1,000 life points, add one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, except Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters. You can only use this effect of Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna once per turn. So this is a scale 0 that does not prevent you from special summoning non-Abyss Actor monsters like without using the effect. So if you don't use the effect, this is a scale 0. You pair this with any scale 9, scale 8, you can pendulum summon whatever you want. So if you're trying to make a jank deck work, Pendulums could be the key, and Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna may be part of that for you. Abyss Actor Wild Hope is a scale 2. Once per turn, you can target one Abyss Actor card in your other Pendulum Zone. Its Pendulum scale becomes 9 until the end of the turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Abyss Actor monsters, even if this card leaves the field. And then its monster effect, once per turn, you can make this card gain 100 attack points for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control with different names until the end of the turn. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add one Abyss Actor card from your deck to your hand, except Abyss Actor Wild Hope. Hard once per turn on that. Next up, we have Abyss Actor Extras. This is a scale 3, and if your opponent controls a monster as a hard once per turn, you can special summon this card from your Pendulum Zone. And then while it's on the field, you contribute this card to place one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum Zone. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon monsters except Abyss Actor monsters, nor activate the Pendulum effect of Abyss Actor Extras. You can only use this effect of Abyss Actor Extras once per turn. You set this card as a scale, you special summon it for free if it's turn 2, and then you tribute it to either get Mellow Madonna or Comic Relief, and then it's in your extra monster zone. Then you could Pendulum summon it and give it to your opponent with Comic Relief and kill them over it. So, yeah, it's a really good card. Endymion the Magistus of Magistry. Once per turn, you can equip a Magistus card from your extra deck to Endymion, and then it also has another once per turn effect where you can destroy a Magistus card that's equipped to it to draw one card and then put one card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. So if you're going first, you can use Endymion, attach Artemis, use Artemis's effect to draw another Endymion, then pop Artemis, draw a card, and put the Endymion back on the bottom of your deck. So that'll give you the option to get some more back row. Not really that useful in this deck because we don't run a lot of back row, but the other effects to make sure that you can either negate monster effects or destroy spells or traps are very useful. Abyss Actor Sassy Rookie. If an Abyss Actor monster you control will be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can destroy this card instead. It's an interesting pendulum effect, but we don't usually use this card as a pendulum card. Instead, the monster effect is much more important. The first time this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect each turn, it is not destroyed. If this card is destroyed by battle, or this card in its owner's monster zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck. If this card in the Pendulum Zone is destroyed, you can target one level 4 or lower monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Again, we don't really use this card as a pendulum card. 2 MSTs, it's necessary for the skill. Very good card. Destroy opponent's spell or trap, no drawbacks. Forbidden Chalice, target one face-up monster on the field until the end of the turn. That target gains 400 attack, but its effects are negated. Just a quick on-demand negates so that we can make sure that our effects resolve, make sure that we don't run into any Crystal Wings or Dingirsus or other annoying effects. Abyss Script, Rise of the Abyss King. This is the key function of the deck. Target face-up cards on the field up to the number of attack position Abyss Actor monsters with different names you control and destroy them. If you control a level 7 or higher Abyss Actor monster, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. You activate Superstar's effect, you set this card from your deck, you activate it, and your opponent cannot respond to it, and then you just immediately get to blow up their entire field. This does prevent your opponent from activating cards like Void Ogre Dragon, for example, because they can't respond to it. But they can still use effects like Dingirsu to protect because that's not an activated effect. This is also not once per turn. So if you happen to draw one and you draw another one off of Superstar, you can play them both. Superstar's effect is a soft once as well, which means that you can, if you pendulum summon more than one Superstar, you can set more than one Abyss Script Rise of the Abyss King from your deck. But we don't run a skill that gives us pendulum scales, so it's not really that good of an option for us. Lastly, we have Treacherous Trap Hole. Standard card, if you have no traps in your graveyard, target 2 monsters on the field and destroy those targets. This card will no longer be available once the ban list hits because Ninaruru will also be a limit 1. So probably replace this with Book of Moon, I'm guessing. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out the replay. And our opponent is playing Red Eyes. Gotta love it. Alright, we are going second. So let's see how this goes. Our opponent sets a monster. Wonder what that could be. They flip summon Red Eyes, and now they get to set their Red Eyes Fang with Chain. Then they activate Red Eyes Fusion, and they fuse their Red Eyes Impact and their Red Eyes Black Dragon and make Meteor Black Comic Dragon. Then they send their Red Eyes Wyvern from deck to graveyard to burn us for 450, and they activate Red Eyes Fang with Chain immediately, so that they can be ready to take whatever monster we summon. Okay, that's a pretty solid board. Our opponent is protected from, if their monster is destroyed, they can just get Red Eyes back. They do have a Red Eyes in graveyard. And they can also make sure that any monster that we summon is taken from us. But then they end their turn, chat. So our opponent only has one real piece of disruption on the field. But we don't have any spell or trap removal in our hand. What are we going to do? Wait. Didn't our opponent damage us? I think my life points are lower than my opponent's. Destiny Draw Mystical Space Typhoon! Get that out of here! Alright, we summon Abyss Actor extras. Now, I could have used the Pendulum Scale to special summon it and not waste my normal summon, but I didn't have anything else to normal summon, so I wasn't worried about it. Alright, we set Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna, and then we set Abyss Actor Comic Relief. We drew one of them, which means that the Abyss Actor extras draws the other one, then we can actually use Mellow Madonna to get Superstar. Now we penned 3, summon our Abyss Actor extras in the extra monster zone in attack position so that we can give it to our opponent, along with Mellow Madonna and Wild Hope. Activate Comic Relief. Now we will give our opponent the extras, and we will take the Meteor Black Comet Dragon, thus we get to avoid its grave effect. Then we get to set our Abyss Script Rise of the Abyss King from our deck, which we will then immediately activate. Now our opponent has a hand trap, surprisingly. Red Eyes Retro Dragon. Since their Red Eyes monster was destroyed by card effect, you can special summon this card in defense position, and if you do special summon as many monsters that were destroyed by the effect in the same position as they were when they were destroyed. So he gets to bring his Red Eyes back, but it has to be in attack position. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and set our Forbidden Chalice for right now. Then we are going to activate Wild Hope's effect to gain 200 attack points, and we will attack our opponent. So, technically I missed lethal here. If you want to be extremely technical, I could have destroyed Abyss Actor extras with the Rise of the Abyss King, and then Forbidden Chaliced my own Superstar, which would have given me the extra 500 damage necessary to kill my opponent. It's not a big deal. It's our opponent's turn. They draw, they get nothing, and we win. There you go. Abyss Actors steal the show with Destiny Draw Mystical Space Typhoon. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have you all with me.